Maybe because it happened sort of towards the end of the game last night, it maybe got a little overshadowed that Khan broke the franchise record for three-pointers by a rookie with well over 20 games to go. Maybe not necessarily in the moment, but as a coach, do you make sure it's important to carve out some time to recognize when guys break or do really kind of extraordinary individual things and make sure that those things get commemorated, even if it might be the day after or so?
Yeah, we will definitely find some time to celebrate that. It's important, I think, for the players individually to not take that moment for granted. Like anytime that you can, as hard as they work, as much as they work on their craft, as much as they sacrifice, like if you're able to accomplish something like that and you're in the history books or, you have kind of put your footprint on something, you have to celebrate it. Don't take it for granted. I know earlier in the season, Miles eclipsed a mark for the Hornets, and Melo has done the same. So, yes, we will find a moment. I also think it's important just for our entire group to celebrate one another's success because we all have a hand in it. And then thirdly, I'll talk about it with Khan after we win a game because he doesn't want to talk about things like that after a loss.
In terms of Grant, how much of him not playing tonight was pre-planned, or was it maybe an effect of what happened with that fall last night at the end?
Yeah, it was mostly just pre-planned. I'll start there. And, as he's coming back from his ACL injury, it was important for us to just be mindful of him on back-to-backs.
And in terms of Xavier Tillman, I know has kind of gotten some spot minutes here and there. How much have you been working to try to potentially integrate him, maybe even as these couple of games continue to go without Musa and Miles?
Yeah, we'll see how things go. We'll see what the game is calling for. But the one thing that I said to X, and I'll say to our whole team, I appreciate and love the fact that whether it's 5 seconds, 5 minutes, 2 seconds, like he is open-minded and he is ready to go for his opportunity. And like if there are more guys in the NBA like that, if you get more guys like that in your culture, it really drives things and enhances things and people's mindsets and the way they approach the game and approach the ability to just be coachable like that. So I love them. I appreciate them for that, and we'll see what the minutes look like going forward.
Coach, there were so many things that James Harden did well earlier in the season. He hit 10 threes. I know you mentioned that he went to the line. He was 11 of 14 from the line, 55 points. What part of his game do you think you have to affect the most to kind of take him out of it?
Yeah, hopefully having Mitchell next to him takes the ball out of his hands a little bit more. But I think that what we did better in that second game when we did play Harden in L.A., being more mindful of his tendencies. I think giving the first point of contact was a lot better. Sion drew the primary responsibility on him a ton. Brandon did too, and they did a great job of like closing the gap and showing their hands on his drives. I thought the shift activity around it was like really active to also get back out to shooters. So hopefully we have that same mindset tonight of knowing that he's playing at a high level offensively, but it looks a little bit different with this Cavs team now.
With Khan, just wondering, how are you going about trying to manage him, knowing that obviously the quote-unquote rookie wall in terms of the games he's played and the All-Star break, how are you making sure that he's not going to go out there and be, I guess, too exhausted as you go through the stretch here?
Yeah, it's a holistic approach, really. He does a great job just with his individual habits. I think our performance staff is really mindful of what they're doing for him before practices, after practices, before games, after games, off days. And then I am trying to be mindful of just minutes overall. And, he participated at the All-Star break while other people were probably having a little bit less of a load. He's got media, he's got practices, he's got competitions that he's a part of. So we try to be mindful of how we integrated him back for practices. And he's in a great place, though. I know that his habits are at an elite level, and they continue to get better. But also, he's such a competitor that he wants to be out there. So I have to manage what I think is going to best help him and put him in the best position to be successful.
And then with Ryan Kalkbrenner, what have you seen with him, with Musa not being around the last couple of games? How has he progressed with extra time, especially against starters in that regard?
He's been great. I thought last game, his force, his physicality was felt for longer stretches than we had seen in a while. And when he plays like that, like he makes us different, gives us great depth, blocking shots at the rim, guarding different people. He's guarding Şengün a little bit. He's guarding Thompson a little bit. We've talked about even trying to switch him at times too. And so he's embraced that defensive role and what the impact looks like. And then I think offensively, like we're seeing him also like again just find more baskets around the hoop, getting us more possessions, and then to see him get on the floor, I think 3 times for loose balls. The energy and competitiveness from him has been really good.
One of the keys you identified or you emphasized yesterday was seeing and identifying coverages or actions that the opposing team is running. I'm curious to hear how that pertains to the Cavs tonight.
Yeah, it'll be important. One of the things that I guess I would just say that we'll talk about as a team as we kind of prepare here is their small actions seem like they're trying to get a lot more hit unders. And so can we do a good job of trying to take away those hit unders with our initial coverage of, steering and pouncing onto the ball handlers to make sure they don't get these clear pictures. And then the second part of that is just your active hands and making sure that we're not easily letting them get over the top. I know Tyson, I would say in that last game at home, him and Mitchell have a really good connection as they come into small after action. So can we try to take away some of these seam passes on their small hit unders?
Hey, Coach. Curious, some of the greats, coaches, they often assign books or songs or quotes. Can you peel back the curtain a little bit? Is there something that you've assigned or something that you've shared of motivation that your team found interesting?
Yeah, it's funny. I don't know how to answer that. I more so would ask you to maybe ask the players because we have a TV in our back that we throw a quote of the day up there, and the quotes vary in their style. And, I think some guys are reading it, some guys don't. So, yeah, we try to add in a little bit of motivation that way. From a book standpoint, there's some one-on-one conversations that I've had with guys about, hey, this would be a good book for you. And a lot of it's on process. Embracing the journey and what that journey looks like and how to deal with adversity and stuff like that. So, yes, we try to get creative around here and mix in some different things in that regard.
Follow up. Is there a book in your coaching career that changed your life?
Changed my life. Chop wood, carry water.
Coach, you talked a little bit about the smalls, obviously with you still not having Musa or Grant tonight, and you still have to go up against a 2 big lineup of Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. How do you go about slowing that down, obviously also having the manipulator of James Harden on the floor as well?
Yeah, a lot of different coverages, a lot of different bodies. I think also if we can do a good job of trying to just create some indecision for their creative ball handlers, it'll help us. But a lot of it's going to be sticking to our identity of kind of what we do, trying to be great in transition, trying to protect the paint as a collective unit and finish possessions. And like you said, they got some length, they got some athleticism, they have some really good playmakers and creators, but we got some darn good defenders as well. And I think that we've shown that we can hold teams under 100 points and make it really tough on them too.
Earlier this season, you talked about just getting the ball ahead and using your passing instead of trying to run the ball up ahead. How have you seen that taking a different kind of shape, especially over the run that you guys had where you guys were so successful?
Yeah, it's been, I think, the biggest key to our offense kind of like having as much success as it has. Because we're unleashing everyone. Everyone's an option as they're running up the floor. We're maximizing everybody's skill set. We're putting pressure on the defense, creating some early advantages, some cross matches with that ball movement. And so I think that, when we are playing at that elite level where we're trusting each other and getting out, we're really hard to guard.